Hi everyone.
Hi.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Renee.
And together we are the Tapping Duo. So before we got started on our Dancing with the Stars review, we just thought we'd let you know where we currently are.
Yeah, we decided that the studio was way too hot. For those of you who do not live in Southern California, we are having, since June, horrible weather for us. We're used to 75 to 80, and I mean right now it's 96 out.
Right.
And we have no air conditioning around this area. So we decided it was too flippin' hot in our studio. So we decided we'd sit in my car.
There we
go.
go.
So here we are. Okay, you
so
ready?
You can see we brought some dancers with us, and we'll pick some up and show you.
Okay, so excuse the motif today.
Okay, well, we talked about it, and we thought rather than just go through each of the dancers, we'd point out some items that we thought were worth discussing.
Okay.
The first one was the manipulation of the viewers. Did you want to introduce what we were thinking?
Sure. Well, we were thinking about, first of all, I felt so bad for Louis. I think Louis was handed a bad rap. I think they put something to surprise him that they thought was really cute because he had all this long Bobbio hair, and
yes,
he was not happy.
And the clip they chose was the part where
he was arrogant and
yes,
thought he was the best, and he's like, they made me say that, and that's so uncalled for. And then you had a comment about
it was so unfair. And then the other thing that I didn't like is poor Lindsay. I felt like they portrayed her as the blonde and asked her some question completely unrelated to dance, and she didn't know the answer, and they embarrassed her on national TV, and I was furious. And I recognized that either some people, they were trying to sway the viewer either to dislike her
or think she's dumb,
and all it did was make me mad. So
so
don't
sorry.
ask her.
I apologize. I'm sorry, Louis, and I'm sorry, Lindsay. Don't ask her a question that
is not related to dance and what she's doing or the music. The show is about dancing. It's not about figures and politics and things like that.
And religious things. Right. Exactly.
So,
did you like the switch up?
I liked the switch up. I thought the best part of the switch up was that now they were with the right people.
You know, I felt the same way. Remember, we don't watch this together, and I kept thinking, I like them partnered. You know, I've had an issue with Tamar the whole time, but I loved that she was with Louis because he taught most of those people, and he was strong and didn't put up with any of her
Well, and he made
mouth.
such a complicated dance that she had no time to talk.
Right.
She was just trying to remember the choreography.
Yeah.
Now, I was a little disappointed in the scoring because I really thought, although I could see her thinking through that entire dance, which I hadn't necessarily seen on her in the earlier weeks, I thought they were really hard scoring-wise. And I felt bad for Louis because I thought he put together a good dance.
He had so much technical stuff in there. You know how they're always saying you didn't have enough technique?
Yes.
And he had so much technical stuff. And I just thought the dance itself was great. I think they scored her lower to keep her lower.
I think so, too. I think they're setting her up to go home.
Well, that kind of shows up later as we talk.
Yes. Well, because the other thing we were going to talk about, because there's Tamar, right, and Louis. And
not her normal partner.
Correct. And then last night we had Paula and Mark. Now, I did think Paula danced more steps than I had seen her dance this entire season. So I was excited for her that she was dancing.
Well, and that she learned those steps, but now she's executing them. Because it's time for, that she remembered. Yeah, but I think Mark was a better match for her personality.
Maybe at this point.
At this point, yeah.
Because I don't want to discount what her prior partner was doing with her. And that was my only problem, was all the professionals were trying to be respectful to the regular partner for the star. And yet...
Yeah, because Paul is usually with Louis.
Right. And so when all these
probably a little more strict and not as much... It's not that he's not fun, but Mark is so edgy.
Yes.
And Paul is edgy. So they're edgy, got it. And Louis not edgy. He's just serious. Right?
Yes.
So...
it's just interesting
it worked.
To switch up. It did.
The chemistry worked.
And I'm not sure if I want them to go back to their original partner or if they want to. I'd like to see another week. I'd like this elimination to be based on the same partner for both dances.
Yeah.
I'm not sure going back is going to solve. You know, I don't know.
solve their learning issues. You know, they all learn. We all learn differently. So
Yes.
I think the way that it was matched, that whatever they couldn't get from their first partner, they got more. Not everybody, but most of them grew.
Yes,
This
I would
way.
agree.
Okay.
Of the numbers, did one in particular stand out as far as the professional dancer?
I thought Derek
Okay.
did
Excuse
an
me.
absolutely amazing job with Alexa.
Okay.
I thought she improved leaps and bounds with him. But I've never been in a dance room with Derek, so I
Okay.
don't know what kind of a teacher he is, because they only show clips.
Right.
But whatever he does it right, because whatever partner he has, he only works with their strengths and makes them look great.
Now, my only issue with this number was that I think they were wearing maroon, and they did maroon lighting, and I thought it covered up. I couldn't see clearly enough to know if she really was worth all those tens because of the lighting. And I don't want to take it away from her, but I was shocked to see her score jump that high. And then
Well, I think it did because it was the tango, and the tango is so not just about the feet; it's about the whole body, and it's a lot about the feet. Who am I kidding? But you have to just like the rumba's about the hips. You also, with the tango, you have to be sharp, sharp, sharp up on top. That head movement that they do, and it's quick, and it's and the feet aren't moving at that point; their feet are just pointed. So it's just and she hit all of that with his strong lead. I mean, he's a strong lead,
Yeah.
and she's able to take it because she's okay,
Right.
But yeah,
Well, there was a part of me that was wondering if Alexa and Carlos were both scored somewhat high.
Well, Carlos, he's right.
Yeah.
He's right here.
Because they were
Excuse
trying
me.
to keep that husband and wife thing going.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they scored them.
I don't want to again take away from their dancing, but there were some serious leaps and scores.
There we go.
We have 7s and 8s with maybe a 9, and then suddenly we have 10s, and
Yeah, these two did really great. She did a little better than he did. One 9 over
point,
10,
yeah.
right? So I agree with you. I think they're manipulating the audience to try to keep these two in, and that's why she got Derek.
Right.
And Lindsay's amazing.
Because,
so.
of course, all of us love Bindi, and she didn't score as high as those other two, and yet I thought she executed the cha-cha beautifully.
Oh yeah, it was flawless.
It was flawless. Why didn't she get 10s?
Well, I think because they wanted to raise these guys' scores,
yes.
and I think that's what they're doing too. I
think
totally
so,
agree
too.
with you. A lot.
Um,
Can I just comment before we talk more about dance? Bring up Emma and Alex.
Alec,
Okay,
they're so cute.
Alec and Emma. I just didn't even know how he got through that dance. He was so Twitter-pated with her that I don't even know how he remembered the steps. I thought that was adorable.
I thought it was wonderful.
He was his age. He was in love.
Yeah.
He was like, oh my gosh, this girl is just, how do I even concentrate?
Right.
Anyway, they did okay.
Yeah,
but I
without
thought
embarrassing him.
I thought his storyline was cute on that one.
I
That
did
was
too.
entertaining.
I thought they handled that really well.
Now, Sharna, I think she does much better. Hold on.
With Andy?
No, with Nick. I think she
Okay.
does because she's Twitter-pated with Nick. Right? But I
Yes.
think she did a great job. With, Sharna's amazing. So Andy Grammer did a great job too.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I think they're trying to keep him alive too.
Yeah,
I don't
agree.
want him going down next week.
I agree.
And maybe they're nervous about how they'll do back with their other partners, so they gave them high scores going into next week.
Yeah,
I can't figure it out.
Allison and Hayes.
Yes.
I looked at Allison's hair, and I can remember when Kelly Ripa years ago was pregnant with Michael.
Okay.
And that was 17, 18 years ago.
Okay.
And she was telling Regis how she can't dye her hair, so she'd get darker and darker roots. Because when you're pregnant, you're not supposed to dye your hair, apparently. So there's so many rules now that I didn't know about. So
You're watching Allison get
I'm
darker.
watching Allison get darker and darker. I go, who is that? Oh, it's Allison. Way to keep your figure down.
Yeah.
So anyway, Hayes was cute. He looked like a gentleman, which
Yes,
she
he
wanted,
did.
so she was successful in
Yes,
that.
he did. And then the last one was Nick. And
I think Nick's
Whitney.
I think Nick's a great dancer. I just
Yes.
I think he's a really great dancer.
Yeah, I think
But
he
I don't
might
see
have
him
had a little
improving.
challenge dancing with Whitney because she's so young in his eyes.
Yeah, could be. And also I think that I don't think he's improving. Now, you talk about improving. I think Carlos, Alexa's improving. Bindi has done amazing.
Yes.
And then before we talk about who's going to probably go home,
Yes.
we agreed that our favorite part of the night was the lie detector test.
The lie detector test, the ugly truth. They handled that beautifully.
Yeah, you should do more stuff like that. That brings a lot of humor to the
And I
the show.
loved how innocent the professionals were and the contestants were. And
They were scared when they came in. They thought it was
Yes.
real. And then,
yes.
oh my gosh.
And
To
I-
watch them backtrack.
yes, it was just delightful. It was just delightful. I got to see them as people again, which I always like. And I didn't feel like I was being manipulated by the show.
Did you like Max being a judge?
It was okay. I haven't watched enough seasons to have a feeling for Max one way or another. Obviously, Val has some opinions about his brother. Did you have a thought?
I think he was just happy to be Len.
Yeah.
That he wasn't being judged, that he could make comments. And I agreed. I listened to his comments. I didn't listen to anybody else's. I can't watch Bruno. And Carrie Ann
And Julie.
and Julie. Yeah. Anyway, so I always like to know the new judge, what he might say, and then maybe.
Well, I thought it was interesting that Max did make the comment that I understand why Leonard's a traditionalist. Len was a traditionalist. Because there are times where you see a dance and you go, oh, I appreciate you trying to make it current, but it really needed to still
stay true.
stay true to what it was.
So our favorite, well, my opinion on this is, to me, these are the two that need to go home. Tamar and Paula. Paula before Tamar.
Right.
Tamar is still, it's not that she's not a good dancer. I like her better with Louie because she didn't have time to open her mouth. I'm sure she's a very nice person, but she just rubs. That's all I'll say. And then, because I'm sure she's great. Val and Bindi, I thought were great together. I saw him happier than he is with her, with Tamar.
Yes.
Because Bindi was just ready to go,
Right.
not questioning him, working hard. Okay, Val, what's next? What's next? I got to challenge that. Let's do that again because I didn't do it right. Rather than, I don't want to do that, girl. That type of attitude.
I agree.
I so appreciated Bindi's wanting to learn over already knowing everything. So she's my favorite. I think she keeps improving. I think she gets better and better. She comes from no background of dance. I loved how she was with the snake.
And I hate snakes.
But she was...
And then I saw them dancing in the room and the snake was still on the ground, I was like, no!
It was her calmness with the snake. I mean, even the snake was calm. She didn't care. That's so funny. Anyway, so that's thank you for joining us in my car.
Yes, and we will be back next week and we can talk about who actually goes home.
And if we're in the car, it'll still be 100 degrees out.
That's right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.